Hi there everyone. Welcome to my back bend and upper body strength workout. This is the 20-minute workout to build upper body strength while working through some gentle and some challenging back bends. So first of all, to warm up, let's just tuck our thumbs under, make fists, rotate the wrists. We'll be on our hands, so it's really good to warm up the wrists and lower arms, forearms in fact. And then let's bring the shoulders up to the ears as we inhale and exhale with a big sigh to release. And again, inhale, exhale. And then bring your chin to the collarbone and make a big circle. Loosening up before we begin. And of course you can make this part of a longer practice. So we're going to come onto all fours to warm up. Shoulders over wrists, knees hip width apart, and spread the fingers nice and wide. Middle fingers pointing forward. Tuck the toes under or press down into the tops of the feet, your choice. Make padding for your knees if necessary. Don't be in any pain. So pull the belly into the spine and keep the spine nice and long, lengthening through the back of the neck. On the inhale, we're going to extend, lift the sitting bones and look forwards. Breathe out to bring the chin to the collarbone. So of course, you can use a dry breath through the whole of this practice, inhaling, so closing the back of the throat, breathing in and out through the nose. The sound of the ocean as you practice. So opening the shoulders wide and breathing in, full capacity of the lungs. And as you exhale, squeezing the breath out of the lungs, pulling the belly into the spine. And on this exhalation, we're going to take the hips all the way back. All the way back to the heels. And on the inhalation, look forwards, press into the hands, bring the chest close to the mat, and lift up into this position. And exhale, chin to the collarbone, rounding the spine, pressing into the hands to feel the arms working as you take the hips all the way back. Inhale, look forwards, feeling the arms working as you come back up. And one more time, exhale. So take the hips all the way back. Inhale, look forwards. And we're going to just hold it here. So as we exhale, we're bending the arms, bring the chest close to the mat, and pressing into the hands to take the hips back. Chin to the collarbone. Inhale to round up. Exhale, look forwards, lift the sitting bones, press into the hands, chest close but not touching. Push yourself back. And inhale. So close your eyes and do one more round. Feeling a circular flow. And on this next round, we're just going to stay with our hips on our heels. Rest the forehead on the floor, or stack your fists if the hips are in the air, and bring the hands by the feet, palms turned up, and just feel the weight in your arms. Allow your arms to completely relax. Shoulders just flopping forward. Stretch the arms forwards. Come onto all fours. tuck the toes under, and let's press into a squatting dog. So engage your fingers and thumbs, bases of the fingers and thumbs, lift the sitting bones and lengthen the spine. And as you exhale, press the right heel to the mat. Inhale to release. Exhale the left heel. Inhale to release. Exhale both heels. And inhale, lift both heels. Exhale, both heels to the mat, extending towards the mat. Don't press them, don't force them. Just lift the sitting bones and lengthen the spine. And on the inhale, we're coming forwards into plank, shoulders over wrists. On the exhale, we're bending the arms close to the floor in Chaturanga Dandasana, and inhale into upward facing dog. So if that's too much, you can stick with coming back. We're all going to come back into downward facing dog. Inhale into plank, and you can just do the caterpillar. Well, I say it's just as challenging by pressing into the hands, bring the chest and knees on the mat and the chin, and inhale into cobra or upward facing dog. So we'll do that a couple more times. Exhaling back into downward dog, inhaling into plank, exhaling into caterpillar or chaturanga dandasana, and inhaling into upward dog or cobra. Exhale. And then release the knees to the mat, sit back on the heels and release. 3 deep breaths in your child's pose, just completely releasing. And feel the weight in your wrists now as well. Just let the wrists, let gravity pull the wrists into the earth. Okay, so just come up and make fists. Let's rotate the wrists again. And let's come back onto all fours and just do a short exercise which really helps to build the upper body strength. So the shoulders are over the wrists, knees hip width apart, and we're going to bring the elbows towards each other and move the body forwards. And release. So we'll feel the arms really working here. So inhale, draw the elbows towards each other and bring the body forwards, engaging the abdominal muscles, and release. And one more time. Maybe holding it a little bit more this time as you breathe. And release. Sit back on the heel, tuck the toes under, sit back, and rotate the wrists. Grab your elbows and place them on the floor, just to make sure they're shoulder width apart. And then bring interlock your fingers, knees hip width apart, pull the belly into the spine, and let's inhale to come forwards into plank, exhale to take the hips back. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Reaching as far back as you can with those hips. And inhale, exhale. Take a moment in child's pose, releasing the arms once again, just feeling heaviness, really completely relaxing and letting go. And once again, just grab the elbows, place them on the mat, and bring your forearms, your wrists in line with your elbows, spread the fingers, and just step back into your plank. The belly into the spine, push the heels away from you, lengthen through the back of the neck. And just make sure the shoulders are over the wrists there. Hold it here. Keep breathing. Ujjayi breath. Close your eyes. And on the next exhalation, just release the hips to the floor, uncurl the toes, and come into a Sphinx pose. Lifting up through the lowest point of the belly, roll the shoulders back, press into the mat. Have a sense of pulling the hands back towards you, but pressing them firmly into the floor where they are. So with the feet, you can take them slightly apart, no more than hip width, or you can have them together. Press down into the pubic bone. So if your back's okay, you can lift the elbows off the floor, keep the shoulders away from the ears. And you can even walk them back towards you to come even higher. And release. Just make a pillow with your hands. Release the forehead. Bring the big toes together, heels wide, and rock the hips from side to side. Then release your head to the mat, reach back with the hands, and try to grab your feet. So you want to try to aim to have the hands on top of the feet like this, the wrists by the toes and the fingers pointing down towards your ankles. And as you exhale, try pushing or pulling the heels into the body. And try to have the elbows pointing up. So you're rolling the shoulders back, opening through the front. And on the next inhalation, maybe lifting the head off the floor and the chest. And maybe the legs as well. And release. Just release for a moment. Turn the head to the left. Bend the arms so that the front of the shoulders can flop into the mat. Bring your big toes together and heels wide. Again, have a moment of rocking the hips if you need to release the lower back a little bit more. And then come back to the center. And this time we're going to grab our feet, our toes, maybe our ankles, maybe even our lower legs, so wherever is comfortable for you. And on your inhalation, you're going to lift through the front, maybe even lift the legs off the floor. Try not to let them float wide, try to keep them hip width and come as high as is comfortable for you. So the higher you come, you'll find that you naturally rock backwards and forwards on the breath. Feel free to roll over onto your left side. And back to the centre. Over to the right. And back to the centre. And release. Just release here. Turn the face to the right. Just flop the arms, big toes together, heels wide. Okay, and then come up again. So bring the hands under your shoulders. And this time take the knees as wide as your mat. Try to bring the feet together, press into the hands. We're going for the king cobra this time. Press into the hands and come into your back bend. So hips do move off the floor this time. You're trying to reach the head to the toes. And release. Press into the hands. We're going to take the knees wide, heels together, lift the wrists, really press into the fingers to send your hips back. And it's quite nice to just wave the body around here to loosen the lower back. Start releasing the lower back completely. Take the arms even wider. Bring your right, let's do the left first actually, bring the left hand level with your right elbow and just stretch here, pressing firmly into both hands. And then come back to the centre and change. And stretch both hands, lift the wrists. And then exhale, release the hands and release the forehead to the mat. Again, if your hips are really high, just stack your fists, help to release the back, flatten it out here. It's quite nice here to make a prayer and bring the prayer to the back of the neck. Just continue to breathe deeply here. And slowly walk the hands back towards you. And come onto your knees. Again, you will need padding here if you've got a thin mat. Tuck the toes under. Have the knees together or slightly apart and the feet same. Hands on the hips. Lengthen the tailbone down and lift out through the front of the body. So roll the shoulders back and lengthen through the back of the neck. Engage your abdominal muscles very gently. So your upper body is just like it would be in Tadasana pose. So we're going to come into the camel pose now. So inhale and lengthen through the front of the body. Keep the hips over the knees. opening, pulling through the lowest point of the belly again, lifting up. That by pressing the tailbone towards the ground, you're maintaining that connection here, where you're not just flopping back and releasing into the lower back. So if you're comfortable, you can go further by reaching back with one hand at a time to grab your heels. But remember to push those hips forwards. They will want to travel back, so push them forwards. And you can choose to let the head flop back or keep it in a neutral position. It's completely up to you. And again, you can take it one step further by releasing the toes. And if your back's okay, you can reach back with one hand and then the other, come all the way back. Release. Take the knees nice and wide and stretch forwards. Have a little wave with the body. We're going to come forwards with the body. We're going to place the chest on the floor, so the hips are over the knees, I want to see, and stretch out here. And gently come up. Cross at the ankles, sit back, stretch the legs in front of you, shuffle down the mat, and hug the knees into the chest. And just rock from side to side. Place your hands on your knees, fingers pointing towards the toes, and make a big circle. Just go around a few times in one direction. Massaging your back here, feeling your lower back, getting a nice massage and pressing into the mat. Change directions. As you pull the knees in, you'll feel the pressure moving up the back, and as you take them away from you, flatten out the sacrum. And then come back to the center and let's take the knees wide. Push the knees away, take them wide, inhale. Exhale to push them away. And change direction. So in this position, when they're nice and wide, you can really enjoy the lower back flattening open. So we'll just hold it there for a moment. Take the knees wide. Come into happy baby, perhaps grabbing the big toes or the ankles. Take the knees and ankles wide and just rock from side to side. So it's a really nice way of counter posing after back bends. And finally, we're just going to twist, come into a basic twist, just another way to counter pose. Arms nice and wide. Inhale. Keep the knees hugging together and as close to the body as possible, and take them over to the left and turn to face the right. Breathe here. Inhale back to the center and the other way. Try to release your whole body here. and inhale to the centre. One last hug. And then take the legs wide. If you have a bolster, you can place that under the thighs and bring the feet together, knees wide, to help to release the lower back. If your lower back's still tender, and you have got a bolster, you don't have a bolster, you can take the feet wide and just flop the knees in together. That's also quite nice to help to just, if your back's tender at all. Otherwise, just let the legs straighten along the mat, as wide as your mat. Tuck the shoulders under, palms turned up. Take a deep breath in through the nose and a big release through the mouth. Feel the whole back flattening and releasing to the mat. With each exhalation, just bring focus to the back for now, the lower back. Just feel it sinking towards the floor. And your whole body becoming relaxed as you breathe. Feel free to just stay here relaxing for as long as possible. I hope you enjoyed this practice. Namaste.